Well, good afternoon, everybody, and I'm glad to be with you. I'm Rosalie. Welcome to my kitchen today, and we're going to make something really great. I know you're going to love it. You know, I am the author of Rosalie Servin Country and Rosalie Servin Best Loved Italian. Well, today we're going to make something really country because the fall weather is here, and we're getting cold in the evening. We need something to warm us up. So we're going to make our wonderful steak burgers with onion and mushroom gravy. All right, so what we have here is 1.5 pounds of good ground chuck, or you can use ground round. And you want 1/3 cup of your just plain dried breadcrumbs. And 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic, or chopped parsley, excuse me. And then in here we have the chopped garlic, and that is 2 cloves of your chopped garlic. We're just going to put those in real quick here. And then we're going to add to that 2 eggs. 2 large eggs, and to that we're going to add a teaspoon of salt, so we'll give that a good teaspoon there, and a teaspoon of our coarse black pepper. Actually that's half a teaspoon. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've washed hands very well, and now we're just going to work in this meat and put everything in there. We are going to add 1 tablespoon of our Worcestershire sauce. And this will give it just a really good bite that we like. Just add that right into there. Okay, and let's just mix this all in together, and we will be back in a minute and make these into steak burgers. All right, can't wait till you taste this one. All right, so we're back, guys, and I have made these steak burgers into big balls just like this. We've washed our hands again. We're going to go ahead and put some olive oil, probably about 1/4 of a cup, right in the bottom of this electric skillet here. And we're going to go ahead and flatten these. And this is your ground chuck, or you can use ground round, and just make those into a very nice round steak burger like that. And we're only going to fry these about 4 minutes on each side. We don't want to fry these to death. We want them to be a little pink in the middle so we get a lot of flavor out of these. Okay, normally you would make 6 of these. I do have 7. Probably because I had a little more meat maybe than the 1.5 pounds. But 1.5 pounds usually makes you 6 very nice steak burgers. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish this. And then we will be back. We'll turn them right at the 4-minute mark. And we will be back to continue. This is going to be so good. You're going to love it. Okay, so here's our 4 minutes exactly on one side. We're going to go ahead now and turn those 4 minutes on the other side, and then we're going to add our mushrooms and our onions. These are going to be so good for a cool night. You are going to love these. All right, we'll be back in 4 minutes. Okay, so now these steak burgers have been cooking for 4 minutes, and we're going to go over here and just turn off our timer. We're going to remove these now into our plate so that we can saute our onions and our mushrooms. So these are, we don't want to get these too cooked. As I said before, they may be a little bit pink in the middle, and that's okay. They are going to cook in your sauce in just a few minutes here. So we want to keep this good flavor right in here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add, this is 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to add a medium to large onion, and we just chop that kind of coarsely, and it will break up in there. And then we're going to let that cook for about just 5 minutes on its own, and then we're going to add our mushrooms. All right, we'll be back. See you in a minute. Okay, so our onions have cooked for about 6 minutes, and they are about halfway done. Now we're going to add, this is an 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms. And they're pretty sliced thick. And now we're going to cook this again together for 6 more minutes, and then we're going to add our gravy and our steak burgers. All right, there you have it. See you in a minute. Okay, so we're back. Now look how nice these are. And this is a total of 6 minutes here. We're turning our timer off. So we had 6 minutes for the onions and 6 minutes for the mushrooms. You see how pretty and earthy those look? All right, now we're going to make our gravy, and we're going to use 1 package of our Lipton beefy onion soup mix. This is really great. So you've got 1.5 cups of water right here, and put that mix right in there. Mix it together really good. This is such a good flavor. I think you're just going to love this. And we're going to go ahead and add that to our onions and our mushrooms. Okay, and give that a quick stir. And then we're going to come back over here. We have 2 tablespoons of flour here. We're going to add a 1/3 cup of water. And we're going to go ahead and just mix that in together. And let our gravy come back up to a boil here. And then we're going to add a cup of chicken stock, or actually beef stock, right here. We're going to add a cup of that. And if you feel like it is still too thick, then you can add a 1/2 cup to a cup of water. Okay, so now you can see that coming back up again. See that boiling? Give that a good turn right there. Alright, be sure that your water and your flour is mixed to really smooth. You don't want any lumps in here. So just pick that at me so I can still see a couple of lumps. So go ahead and just stir that in real good. Alright, now you're going to add that. And now we're going to just stir that in. You can see that thickening up just beautifully. Alright. And we'll let that just catch up. And then, as I said, we'll go ahead and add a cup here of our beef stock. We want this to be really rich, good gravy. And we don't want it to be too thick. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and add that. And now we're going to just let that stir in really good and get a good gravy. And then we're going to add our steak burgers to this. Alright, we will be back in a minute. I can't wait till you taste this. It's going to be yummy. Okay guys, and you can see how that's bubbling up nice and getting nice and thick in there. And now we're going to add back our steak burgers and just let them simmer about 8 minutes on very low. And just let them take up this wonderful gravy. And as I said, if you'd like to extend your gravy, add another tablespoon of flour, about a 1/4 cup of your water, and you can make an extended gravy if you'd like. Okay, and there is your dish. We're going to grab a lid for those, turn those on low, and let those just steam up. Alright, we will be back, and guess what? We're going to make some wonderful homemade creamy mashed potatoes to go with this. I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, so I almost forgot to slip in this section about our potatoes, but we're going to make these creamy mashed potatoes, and this is about 6 to 7 nice red potatoes, as you can see, maybe about 2.5 to 3 pounds. I have striped a few of them because I'm going to leave a little bit of the skins on. Alright, so we're going to mash these up, and you're going to love it. See you in a minute. Alright, so our potatoes are done, and now we're going to mash them. We're going to go ahead and put 3/4 cup of our whole milk in here. And we're going to use a 1/2 cup of our cream. And you want some heavy cream here. We're going to warm this together on the stove. And then we're going to add 6 tablespoons of our butter. And then we're going to add our potatoes. Okay? So we're going to heat that liquid before we add our potatoes. And I will be right back to get this done. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I went ahead and we warmed our cream and our milk, and I went ahead and added our butter, our 6 tablespoons of butter, as you can see. Now we're going to add these wonderful finished potatoes. They have boiled and they're nice and tender. And I'm using an old-fashioned here potato masher. I don't like to use an electric mixer, but if that's your preference, it's okay. But I like that every now and then to get a lump of potatoes in my mouth, just to get it nice and not fill it with air. And you can see how that is going in beautifully now. So we're going to go ahead and mash these, and then we're going to come back and show you the finished product. Alright, and this is coming together very beautifully, as you can see. Just enough milk, just enough cream. Alright, and guys, and here's our beautiful steak burgers with the mushroom and the onion gravy. Here's a plate that I fixed up with the wonderful mashed potatoes, our steak burger, and if you happen to have a little broccoli casserole, you can throw that in, or green beans, or whatever else you'd like. Look at these potatoes. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Alright guys, thank you for coming into my kitchen today. You're going to love the steak burgers, and for more recipes, remember www.rosalieservin.com. Alright, love you. Bye.